go. I got to lean in.
Hey, you guys.
Hey everyone, sorry about this. I'm having some audio issues. I'm not sure what's going on, but we're going to move right along with the show. Thank you guys for tuning in. I apologize. I'm not sure what the hell is going on. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
I know I'm going to put myself right on this camera. Give me 5 seconds, my love. You know you the baby's love. I'm so sorry, you guys. But you know, what's a great show without a little delay, right? Sometimes you got to wait for it. You know, everybody just giving everybody everything they want right off the bat. Mm-mm. Yep. Still having these audio issues. Okay, wow. So again, you guys, I'm having audio issues. I do apologize for that. But we're gonna go ahead and move right along. Dr. Jasmine, how are you?
Doctor Who?
Dr. Jasmine, right?
Yes, honey. I'm great. I'm black and I'm blessed.
Okay, would you be a doctor or a doctor's wife?
I would be a doctor and a doctor's wife. Double
Okay,
down.
yes, sir. Double check. I know that's right. Dr. Sammy,
How you doing?
listen, I'm pushing through Love Bug. How are you?
I am doing well. I'm ready to review this show, Chase.
Okay, and last but not least, Dr. Antonio.
Um, he's gone. It's a two. We have two chases.
Okay, I don't know what's going on. Give me 1 second. What is going on? I've never had these issues before. Give me 1 second. You got 2 chases on there. I can't even see the screen, so.
We're gonna get it together, y'all. Give us a minute.
Oh, Lord Jesus. It's Heavenly's fault, James. You're right. I don't know what's going on with this. I don't know what's going on. Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
And the sound gone too. That little noise is gone.
Okay, so that means it was my laptop doing that. Okay. So I have a laptop up. I have my phone to stream, of course, but I'm on my regular phone. I was trying to use a laptop to kind of help me navigate the comment section, but you guys, you know, we're going to push through anyway. I don't know where Dr. Antonio is, but it is definitely a scheme that Heavenly set up to come to us with the bull. So let me see if he is in the bull's eye. I don't see him at all. There he is.
Paige and Dr. Antonio.
Dr. Antonio, what the hell is going on?
Oh.
Like a motherfucking thief in the night.
Mm.
All right, you guys, we got everybody up. We're good to go.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and get right along with our bombastic review. But before we do, Lord Jesus, I don't know if these heels, they don't fit because they're Cortezes or not, but honey, it is time to lean in, bitch. So we're going
Okay.
to go ahead and do what we can do anyway, okay? But before we start, we're going to have a drinking game. So anytime somebody says Dr. Heavenly, I want you to go ahead and do like the DDS good blogger and take a sip out of your mug, okay? In the comment section, okay? And see what's going on. So we're going to start with Married to Medicine Season 9. Are you guys excited that the show is back? How are you feeling about it so far?
I'm super excited. We waited too long for Married to Medicine to come back. So I'm glad that they're back. And from the looks of the trailers, it looked like they're about to give us everything that we've been missing down over at Bravo.
Yes.
So hopefully I'm right.
Okay, hopefully you're right.
Hopefully, Sam. I mean, the last season was kind of on a high, so I'm definitely excited to just make sure that it's giving what it's supposed to give with the cast that they have chosen and made and forced upon us. So
They have forced these girls, honey. Antonio, I was going to say Dr. Antonio, Lord Jesus.
Yeah, I am. I heard that question. I would be a doctor and a doctor's husband. I like all the money. And I might have me a nurse or doctor on the side. Who knows? You know, I keeps a roster of hoes. But anyway,
a medical mistress.
Yes.
I am very excited to have Married to Medicine back. I'm ready to see what the ladies bring. And hopefully they'll, you know, continue on their reign as one of the best franchises over the last few years. So we will see.
and I'm going to say it now so I can get it out of the way because I probably am going to make a concerted effort not to mention her for the rest of the season. But I did want to say, and I am always going to say, so Sammy, fix your face, okay? Uh, Big
Huh?
ups to the black female creator who created the franchise. I miss you, and I just want to thank you because the work that you laid out so many years ago, 10 years ago at this point, is
Yes.
still carrying through. So that's all I wanted to say.
Chat Town's finest. Get into it. Catch
Got to
that.
give it up for
That's right.
Tennessee now.
Catch,
By the
honey. Now,
work,
what you
he
got to say,
means Miss
Sammy?
Quad.
Oh, hello.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Okay.
So,
Now, if you hear any more audio issues, it may be a scheme that I set up for bullshit. Anyway, so we're gonna get right along started with everything. So there's a quick montage that opens the show to get us quickly acquainted, and we settle in right away with Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone and their rekindled friendship. So Simone says she had to drop her petty, and Dr. Jackie had to drop her ego and her pride in order for them to be friends again. And then they go ahead and meet up with the husbands who also admit that they missed each other and admits going to get quote unquote chicken wings down to the Magic City in those strip clubs. Um, After that, Jackie goes ahead and she says that she has learned about shots that rejuvenate the vagina as well as lengthen and strengthen the penis. The O shot and the P shot. What did you guys think about the opening scene? Did you guys feel it was genuine?
I did.
I got genuine from it.
Yes.
I got genuine from it, and I'm actually glad that they are back on better terms. We'll see how it go though, but it felt genuine.
Yeah. Based on Instagram, it doesn't seem like it's still there from what I've kind of seen. But I am glad to see them, be back together. They were always fun and they always had good moments with one another. And they did have a genuine friendship of many, many, many years. So that was really, really good to see.
I agree with that. I feel like I've never really liked Miss Dr. Jackie like that. She's not a favorite of mine, but I do agree that their relationship is kind of like a yin yang type of thing, like a Dr. Yang and Meredith Grey type of thing. I think they feel feed off each other a lot. So I did think that it was very self-aware of Simone to say her petty and her and what's her name's ego, because that's exactly what it was. That
She hit it right on the head. Yeah,
it was. It was. So
Y'all, I don't know. It's given. The people like to see us argue, get along better than we don't. And considering how deep that it was, I won't say that they're enemies, but I certainly don't think at this point in the game that they are friends. So it's going to take me a couple more episodes to see whether or not I feel like it's genuine. But as of right now, I'm kind of feeling like it was given less makeup for TV, and maybe they're faking till they make it. I don't know. I'm not really buying it. In the comments, my laptop's down. We're not pulling her back up because she makes a lot of noise for some reason. So in the comments, if you guys have anything that you want to add to that, but as far as me, I ain't bound. And I agree with you, Jasmine. I never liked Dr. Jackie, so I just wanted to put that out there. I don't like her. Anyway, then we move right along to Heavenly, and she's talking with Alora. Oh my God, Alora is grown. She's always been grown, but I'm not gonna go ahead and use this opportunity to get my gripes out with Miss Alora. However, got to take that sip. Yep. So we meet with Dr. H, and she's with Alora, and they're having their moment, and then Miss Quad appears on the scene, and Quad gets right into business and doesn't say, "Hey girl, how are you? How are the children? What's going on?" The first thing Quad asks out of her mouth is, "So what's going on with Contessa?" Whoa! I guess Quad says she got her peach back and she's gonna get into the season. Let's get to it.
Baby.
So Heavenly, I'm not sipping, but take a sip. Heavenly says that, basically, Contessa ghosted her after New York, aka the reunion, and that she feels that she was very careful about what she did say about Contessa's marriage. Cue the scene where Contessa comes in and says that Heavenly was pretty much reckless and dogged her out on the YouTube, going as far as to say that her marriage was abusive. Quad also adds in that, Heavenly has a propensity to run down her friends on the YouTube. And so where are you guys standing with that? Because I see in the social media, even amongst our group chat, there's a lot of opinion about whether or not they feel that Contessa is being too sensitive or whether Heavenly does have a problem. Antonio, what do you think?
Dr. Heavy definitely has a problem. I just don't see how she can have any friends on the show. It's not, she doesn't throw like little fun jabs or anything like that. Like she really digs into them. She's talked about Contessa being in an abusive marriage. She continually talks about um, the way Curtis cheated on Jackie, who Jackie seems to be one of her close girlfriends on the show. She talks about Cecil not working. She talks about Toya not working. Like she continuously dogs these people out and digs into these people. And it's odd that, especially with how we've seen them treat, a certain cast member in the past for things that they've said, it's odd to see them continuously attempt to embrace Dr. Heavenly and tell other people that they should kind of forgive Dr. Heavenly for what she's saying when they kind of ousted someone else for doing for taking far less jabs than what Dr. Heavenly does. I can't believe that someone ain't really, snatched her up yet. I really can't.
I agree.
Yeah, and see, mean, y'all know I enjoy Heavenly, but she does, as far as the show, like Cortez said, I don't see how she's been able to go this long and still be able to film with them. But thinking about it, going back to what you said, Antonio, about how they did Mariah, it seems like they were okay with Heavenly being that person because it was aimed towards Mariah. So they were willing to take bullets too if they had to, just so they can shuffle the deck the way they needed to. But as far as how Contessa feels, I think it's very valid. Heavenly's been like that since she started her vlogging. Yeah. Contessa's been a guest on the show. So did you? I mean, I get where she's coming from, because if you're my friend, regardless of what you think I'm going through, you talk to me about that. You don't take it to the public. However, she was doing it to the other cast member, and Contessa still went over there and got on there with her. So I get where she's coming from, but it's like you Heavenly showed you who she was, so you wanted to play along with it for whatever benefit or whatever the case may be. So now that it's your turn, girl, then.
I'm sorry, Jasmine. I don't want to interrupt you, but one thing in rebuttal to Sammy. Well, Sammy, I don't really agree with that. It's kind of like they done showed you who they are. If you my friend and you my dog, if it's me and you, and I done seen you run a couple of other hoes down in the dirt that I know you work with them, but you ain't really friends with them like that, I'm still not expecting you to do me like that, because I'm your dog. And we done, we'll run them hoes down together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I get that. I get that, but think about how close Heavenly was to Jackie. If she was getting on Jackie, you know what? If she was getting on Jackie, what made Contessa think that she would be any different? Well, I feel like Heavenly presented that she was closer to Jackie than she was Contessa.
No, well, to me, evidently, her and Jackie wasn't as close as we thought they was, because they did say, "Oh, you and Contessa were like the closest out of everybody. Y'all talk every damn day. Y'all hung out every other weekend." So clearly, her and Jackie were cool on the show, because we know Jackie wasn't really feeling Mariah like that when Mariah's on the show.
Yeah.
So her and Jackie weren't really cool like that. We done seen her and Simone go back and forth. Her and Toya, her and Quad, but her and Contessa were like Judy. So Contessa thought, okay, that's my dog. I mean, she'll run them bitches in the ground. She's not gonna do me like that.
Right.
Jasmine, what you think?
But for you to take that risk, that's your risk to take. I will say that about Contessa, she's not a favorite of mine either, but I will say that she is warranted in feeling the way she feels, because she did go over there and do that. When Heavenly was talking about other people, she scared her ass over there and she was talking about it with them. But now that it's her, she feeling like, oh shit. I just don't feel any empathy for her, because like Sandy said, she has done it to so many people. Because when it was Mariah, they didn't have no problems. They even Jackie didn't have a fucking problem doing it. They was like, do you think she smoked cocaine and doing all this extra shit? And it just, now that it's you, it's just hard. Just like we talked about on RHA, just now that it's you, now that you holding this, it's your turn. Contessa has had a lot to say. She loves to like buttons. She loves to like people's tweets and do all this extra liking and liking.
She liked my tweets.
But when it's her, she got to bite that bullet. And I don't think that it's wrong for her to try to get some distance with Heavenly. But I do think that her kind of, crying wolf right now it's comical. I think it's funny. So.
Well, what's interesting about that? I said I wasn't gonna mention the Queen Bee's name, and so I'm gonna try my best not to mention her. But even her aside, last season, we're just gonna go back to last season. Last season, Toya had an issue with Heavenly, and everybody was saying, "Well, what's wrong with Toya? What's wrong with Toya?" Because Heavenly got her ass to running her mouth on that YouTube. Quad comes in. Has an issue with Heavenly. What's wrong with Quad? What's wrong with Quad? Because Heavenly got her ass on Instagram and said that the girl booty was fake. So we're going to get into it later, but Quad does something to me that is a bit hypocritical considering her stance when she came back into the group last season. And, when you guys mentioned shuffling the deck to get the Queen Bee out, I'll say this. There were a lot of alignments that are not really alignments in order to do what they had to do. And I think that this season and moving forward, if they continue to be a group and be a show, we'll actually see who's really friends and who really is aligned with who, because like Toya and Dr. Simone, that's a real friendship. They are friends. Yeah. I was surprised to know that Contessa and Heavenly were such good friends like this. Like, I know that they kiki and they hang out for group events, and she's been a guest on the YouTube, but I was surprised to know that out of everyone in the group, Heavenly talks to Contessa the most. So that was surprising, and it was not like how Sammy said, it wasn't presented that way. I think that everybody has a point and there's no right or wrong. I think that we have to go back to what Simone said about ego and pride. Oh, okay. And Antonio right too.
Can I ask a question before we move over? Do any of you know how many times Heavenly made remarks about Scott and Contessa before it became a problem? Was that just the first time, or was she doing it continuously and that was just enough?
That's a good question, Sammy. I thought about that as well. I was like, had she always like took jabs at them, or
it don't matter to me?
Kind of start like last season.
It don't matter to me.
It matters to me because
don't do it. Period.
I agree, but if you did it once, that should have been the clip. Then why did you let her continuously go and then finally pick that time? To me, it's given Scott got pissed off at the reunion and was like,
I think that Contessa was pissed off herself because she did say, "Don't tell me that what I'm doing wrong for this shit to be where it is." She did say that, like Nuska, whatever her name is. I do.
Nushka. We say Nushka, but
sorry,
I do Nushka.
Nushka, I do agree with
Nushka. Is it Russian? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Oh, Lord, I'm interrupting Jasmine. Go ahead.
Fuck y'all.
No, I'm sorry.
I do agree with what she's saying, that she says it behind the backs and says it in their face, but that does not leave you without being smacked back in your face. The freedom of speech is free for sure, but the lack of accountability and consequences is what people miss. Heavenly can talk about what people all the time in their face behind their back, but she cannot tell people how to react. I don't feel empathy for Contessa, but I do think that she is warranted to feel how she feels. She said stuff when her and Quad was walking back to their room doing that whole when they was out of town and shit like that. She was saying stuff then, so I can see where Sammy might say, I think it's Scott that was like, no, fuck Heavenly, she talks too much. But in the grand scheme of it, Heavenly did say things, that I thought was inappropriate at the reunion for a person that's your friend, that if you do honestly feel like they're being emotionally abused as a woman and as your friend, that's some shit that you don't even need to touch with. Because when that white girl was on there, and you remember that white girl that was
what's her name? So you want to keep calling her white girl? What's her name?
Jill. Sorry.
Oh, Jill. Baby, Jill don't play the radio, baby. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
When Jill had that domestic violence stuff, Heavenly knew that there was something that you don't touch. So she picks and chooses what she wants to do, and those are actions that she chooses. So she should be okay with the consequences.
I agree. And I agree, Brooke. She did say some terrible things about Quad. Like, she pretty much said Quad be sleeping with married men and stuff like that. So that was,
I'm sorry.
But that was, that was, I think, worse than probably what, or equally as bad as what she said about Contessa. But they seem to be okay with that, which is odd to me. I don't know why. And also, I can't believe, because it definitely is some shit going on between her and Dr. Damon. I can't believe ain't nobody really dug into that yet. Mm-hmm. But I would love for Toya Bush Harris to finally go ahead and bring that shit out.
He's sick of that
shit. She ain't got the brains for it.
And I bet she
Sammy, I agree.
She don't. Yeah. It's gonna have to be somebody. It's gonna have to be Simone.
Yep.
What did the Queen Bee say? I think it's gonna be Contessa, y'all. That clip at the end and the way that everybody turned their back on Contessa, I feel like Contessa is the one who's gonna take the gloves off. But it's always, listen, it's a lot of things that you can learn from this. don't enter a friendship with a bitch who talk about everybody's business if you don't want your business talked about. That's the first thing. And B, I don't know if I said one, two, or B, but B, also, you know what I'm saying? You may want to be conscientious about who and what you're speaking on and who and what you're speaking about because everybody, not Miss Quad. You know, Miss Quad decided to re-enter the friendship with her, whether it was strategic or not. She continued to enter the friendship with Heavenly, and you ain't got but once to speak on me, and we falling out, and I mean the long way. So, you know, hey, it is what it is. You take that dice, and you know, you roll that dice and you gamble out when you're going for it with making those comments and doing all of the things that these ladies do. They're very messy. Speaking of which, we move right along to Contessa, and she's training and talks about how her marriage has changed for the better. They were going to sell the house, and Scott would not sign the papers, and so he did finally agree to go to therapy. And she says that the rest is good history. Scott says that they have been fighting, but they've actually been fighting fair, which I guess for them is an improvement. No marriage is perfect, so we can't act like ain't nobody gonna fight. But I guess fighting fair for them is like a good thing. Um, and as Contessa's outside getting ready for her triathlon that she's training for, whatever the hell she's training for, baby, the big boss of the house pops out that door. Miss Layla was not having it. Layla said, "Get your hands off my daddy, nigga." We say everything else. I won't say the N word anymore. But Layla was not having it. Layla was like, "Hey, they already on the rocks, and she don't need you over here because you're in a bikini, and you already acting like you're ready to risk it all. Get your hands off my mama." And I don't blame her, Layla. Keep your mom and daddy together long as you can. Contessa says she does not want her body back to be single. She's ready just in case. So
yeah, weird.
Before I turn it over to y'all, that's what listen, I know that Contessa liked my tweet. And so, it's a little bit of payola going on right now. And I understand that, it's cool. After she saw me she saw me wear her ass out last season after the show. If you watch the recaps from last season, I wore Contessa ass out and I didn't play with her. But it's confusing because you say that your marriage is better and you're doing these things, but you're saying that just in case you're single, your body be ready. Like, I don't even think that you should play like that. Like, that's where she confuses me. Like, she's always sending mixed signals. But anyways, what you guys think about Contessa Scene and Layla pretty much not knowing how to act for another season in a row?
I live for Layla hopping out the car and like running up like she gonna fight the man. That was kind of cute to me. So I was okay with that, but I am glad Contessa had like pulled her back because don't be running up trying to hit that man. He may knock your ass out.
And then she gonna have Heavenly saying she saw her daddy do that. That's what she doing. That's what's gonna be happening.
And they so went from emotional to mental to so, but I did not. I get kind of where she was going with that little joke. I mean, to me, it was pretty much her saying like, we still ain't 100% over here. We about 60, 65. We got getting better. But just in case Scott backslide, to me, that was in case he don't stick with this and we backslide and he don't keep his shit together, I'm out. And I want to be looking good when I'm out. Because let's face it, Contessa, to me, is a beautiful woman. Even when you take all the bad wigs and the makeup off of her, to me, she's still beautiful.
But, Antonio, I just don't think that you should play like that. And with
who said she was playing, though?
Exactly. Was she joking?
But
it was given
that's
just in
crazy
case.
to me. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. Well, y'all go ahead. That's crazy to me. I wouldn't even say it. I would think it, but I wouldn't say it.
I think this comment, Brooke saying that Contessa's always on the move from the new practices to school. Now she's doing a fitness competition. Thinking back to her saying at the reunion last year when she grew up, she was in a volatile home and she was saying that she didn't want one, but now she finds herself in one. That is a good point. She probably is doing all those activities just to get herself away from that house. Mm-hmm. I never considered that.
That's good right there. That's good.
Not too much on Drew Charles, but I do agree with you. I definitely not too much, but I do agree with you about her being fake though. Like I don't really. My issue with Contessa is that she does just be doing anything. Like Brooke just said, now she want to be a bodybuilder. She wanted to go to school. She wanted to, what I'm saying, have a new practice and stuff like that. And I definitely understand having dreams and kind of just want to do everything. I'm a jack of all trades as well. And I just like to do a lot of shit. But at the grand scheme of it, it just give off fake. Like I have said before, I think I've called in on y'all show before I was a panelist. Scott scares me. He's a creep and he puts fear in my heart because he just lies and stuff like that. Like it just be like a full face off lie. I do not like him. He is scary. So I just, I really hope that Contessa does, do things for herself. Now, the last scene, I remember when Contessa had somebody in her office that was a bodybuilder, a black dude. She was drooling off of him. So I don't think that I still think she's drooling over the new one that she had. She likes eye candy. But I also think deep in my heart that she's a lesbian as well. It's a lot of things.
Yes, because she need to be with Brit. She need to be with Dr. Britton and call it a day.
Yeah, I think
I definitely think she gonna not stick her toe in the lady punch. She gonna stick her whole leg, mouth, arms, fingers. Like she gonna stick everything there. And I ain't mad at it. Contessa does give off masculine energy. I remember a couple of seasons ago when they was like mocking each other, and Mariah was like, "Contessa, I'm the woman and I'm the man." They always talked about her being kind of buff and stuff like that because she was in the military or whatever. So to me, her now doing the fitness competition and everything is not really far-fetched because that's kind of the life that she's had, meaning to be in shape and to exercise and things like that. Her opening up her practice or wanting to further her education, those could have been things that she always wanted to do but kind of got put on the back burner. So I think y'all being a little hard on Contessa.
We're
in
not.
this moment.
And I give her a leg
to stand
on because they had them pictures. Remember, I think she had some pageant pictures or something. She was showing her son, so it's not nothing new to her. It's just something she hadn't done in a while.
Body, she has one of the best bodies, I think.
She does. And I actually thought that when I saw her at the Kanye West with that very strong woman, that maybe she was a lesbian, but maybe she just liked to work out. I don't know.
That's just the vibe I get from her. Just like she used to make comments.
That woman was strong, y'all. That woman was.
Let me tell you something. Y'all gonna stop trying to out my girl unless she come out and tell us that. Leave her alone.
Her. She just has said some stuff. Doing those little.
Ain't nobody out her.
Somebody eating me tonight.
Maybe I was like, so Contessa's a little spoon. I was really caught off guard. Anyway, so we move right along and we go on down to Miss Quadrifinka's house, and she still got the dogs. Now I give her that. She know how to take care of some children now, because she still got Chloe and Kari, and she got the other one there. I didn't like the tie-dye. It was ugly. I'm sorry. Anyway, and we are reintroduced to her nephew Mason, who has moved in with her. And Quad basically has a brand new life. Quad's mom, who is gorgeous, by the way, her skin is just amazing. Like, one thing about Miss Quad, one thing about Miss Quad and her mother, they're pretty girls, and I'm not going to take that away from them. They're very pretty women. But Quad has moved into her 14,000 square foot new home and is no longer living in that bullshit ass apartment. Word to Toya, big up to Toya. And Mason says that he's having issues focusing on his schoolwork because he's thinking about his dad. And when I tell y'all, that thing almost got me to liking Miss Quad. It brought me to tears just a little bit. One thing, I love the kids. Now, Chase love the kids, y'all. So, but for him to be so aware at that age and to be, even though he's a kid and he likes to have fun, of course, he's a jokester, as we saw in that brief little clip, for him to be so emotionally in tune and feel comfortable to talk to Quad about that, I think that she's doing an amazing job raising him. And, I wish them, honestly, I really do wish them all the best. Quad's brother passed away last year at 34 due to heart complications, and Quad says that that he needs to make sure that he understands and remains focused. What did you guys think about catching up with Miss Quad? Well, Quadrifinka, honey.
I enjoyed it. I'm not a feeling Miss Quad as of late, but I've been a fan before, and I definitely, I was glad to see the flashbacks because I was like, is that the little boy? And when they flashed back to him, I was like, oh, that was him. Like, everything just came full circle. It did make me sad because, like, actually seeing her brother, seeing their struggles, because I know the baby mama was living with them as well, kind of going back and reliving that, it was very sad. Quad's had a lot of death as of, like in the last 5-6 years, her dad, her brother, and stuff like that. So I used to, think that she was like over dramatic. That's a Taurus in us both. We can both be kind of dramatic like that. So, the crying and stuff when she was hugging him, I think it was genuine, but she can't open bit, but it was genuine. But I do agree with that, Chase. Seeing the child, because he's like 5 or 6, being that aware, like, what are you thinking about, my dad? Like straight up, it wasn't like a fake, like, let me just kind of say something to get out of it. It just was. It was losing a parent at that age. I could never imagine because I already thought I was young. But I definitely think it's going to build character with him, especially since he has that support system with Quad being so strong-minded. It's entrepreneur, a good entrepreneur, and having her college degree, TSU, and things like that. I think that she's going to keep him focused, and I definitely pray for him moving forward.
Yeah, I think I think Quad's house is beautiful. Kudos to her for shelling out her own coin and all of that and getting her house. The whole Mason thing. Someone mentioned that Quad's storyline is giving Marlo. I would almost agree with you, but I kind of know we've seen where Quad has like taken her brother and her nephew in before, where they were with her many seasons ago, and she was trying to help them like get a job and get on their feet and help him get on his feet and invest themselves and things like that. So I would say her storyline to me is a lot more genuine than Marlo's. Also, I would ask, I personally, because if I remember, Mason's mom was there with them a few seasons ago as well, I think. So I'm wondering, is she in the picture now as well with Quad, or because we knew they were struggling then, did Quad kind of do it just to, help her out, in that situation? I don't really feel like Quad needed to take in Mason to have a storyline. I think after last season, she pretty much solidified anyway. Yeah, she was. I'm sorry, Quad was solidified after last season. Like we're not even going. It's not up for debate on.
I'm going to. I have a debate. I have something.
That's fine, but not in this square. So
I'm going to say what I'm going to say.
So I do think that it was. I think that is very genuine. Him saying that, I did not expect for him to say his dad. A, I didn't know Quad's brother had passed last year. And B, I didn't even put 2 and 2 together that was the same little boy from many seasons ago. But I hope that, she looks into getting him therapy, not from Dr. Greg either, but from somebody else, and not from Dr. Ken either, but a good therapist to help him to cope with what it is that he's going through and make his transition to his new life with his auntie Quad, be as easy as possible.
I don't want
because I got something I want to say.
I don't want to interrupt anybody, but just let me throw this one.
You got it.
No, I just want to throw this out there. I agree with you, Antonio, because like when she had that baby with the baby mom and the daddy there, I wholeheartedly believe that both of their ass could have left and she would have kept that child. Yeah. Like I wholeheartedly believe that she didn't give in the grand scheme of it, it's always been about him. In her mind. That's why I don't think it is a Marlo thing. I do think that Marlo is genuine with her nephews, though. But I will say that Quad actually started the Mumty thing to me when if we're talking about like chronological order. Quad had him first, and she had the whole family first. So that's why I really think that it's genuine. So sorry, Sam.
Yeah, okay. I definitely think it's genuine. But I know for me, for one, I am ecstatic that Quad is back. She should have never been demoted.
She should have been demoted.
Oh, she should have been demoted. She should have
been demoted.
I mean, y'all would have had no season last year without Quad. So I'm glad that they put her back on the roster with the rest of the girls. I do enjoy seeing her with Mason. It gives me not only that it's going to build character for him, but it's going to build some character for Quad too. It's going to make her more, toned down some, at least on the home front. She's probably gonna still be wild as hell getting that started with the girls, but I do feel that scene with them was very genuine. I also agree for the little boy to be so well spoken and to think it all out behind that. It gives that he is possibly in his head about it, but he don't know how to kind of convey it to her. So I'm anxious. Well, I'm excited to see how her and her mom are going to push forward with him and make sure that he's still going good with his dad not there.
Yeah.
Yes, Cortez. Quad did need a little break. I'm gonna say. I believe that Quad needed a little break in the reality check because when Quad got on us down to the Sister Circle, Quad started phoning it in at Marriage and Medicine. And when Sister Circle got canceled, she quickly woke up and said, "Oh shit, let me get my stuff together because they're demoting me here as well." And when she came back on that screen, she got it together. Thank you, James, for the $5. We're gonna split it evenly.
And you know, another reason the nephew is genuine to me. Quad may have also kind of maybe. I'm not gonna say she's thrown in the towel on her having kids, but having that young baby there.
Sammy, I'm sorry. I got to read the super chat. He says that she is not married to medicine, my love, and that's another reason why she deserves to be devoted. Go ahead, Sammy. I'm sorry, but I had to read the super chat. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, no, I think her being able to raise her nephew, that's going to fill that void that she's missing right now, having a kid at home.
Yeah,
I agree, Sammy. And she is married to medicine. She may not be legally married to a doctor, or she may not be a doctor herself. But as far as within that group with those men and those women that are married to medicine, Quad is within that. So,
well, another thing,
we're not going to get on her for being bold enough to actually leave that man. She ain't sticking around just to be married to medicine.
Okay. So when you say what you say, hold on, wait. When you say what you say in your box, Antonio, it goes out to the world. And so the other 3 boxes and the people in the comments have a right to respond.
They can respond to whatever y'all can respond to whatever y'all want to, but it ain't changing over here.
Hold up, baby.
I'm just saying,
so
you
as
know,
you said what you said, I wanted to say, as you said what you said,
I don't like this. I don't like
it. I don't like this. No, but what I wanted to say was, I want to be very clear. I do not think that her taking in the child was for a storyline. However, I think that she was voted, and you also think of, okay, when I'm coming back to the table, what am I bringing this season? And so, yes, she did need a storyline, because from what she gave us last season, she don't have a storyline. I think that this was an unfortunate convenience, if that makes sense. Like, I hate that this happened, and it is an interesting storyline, and I'm glad that she's taken in Mason and her mother is helping her. I actually like to see it. It softened me against Miss Quad, because y'all know I have no tolerance when it comes to Miss Quad and her antics. And so, you know, I do think that she needs a storyline, but I don't think that she's using this child as a storyline. But since we're speaking of Quad using children for a storyline, what happened to the little girl she was adopting?
That was alleged information.
I don't know. No, she said it. It wasn't alleged. She said it.
What the paperwork?
Well, I mean, that's what
I don't know.
Posted that without that paperwork.
And they want Quad. Quad told us last year she was getting a house bill that she done it. They was expecting her to come this season and be like Sheree and Toya and drag it on all season. Now, when you got the money,
Quad not like that. She's all about action. I give her that. She's all about action. Antonio, we good? Because you want to fight, and I don't like it.
You know, he likes to tell
we're going to always be good.
I love you. I love you.
Shade. That's it.
Wait, Chad, I meant to say, Blake says, enough. Okay,
it's episode 1. You don't want to give the people a little entertainment.
We got a lot of fighting to do. We're not going to waste it all.
Is that Chad?
It is Chad. Cortez said it was Chad. Aliases. That's what he said. He said that, Jasmine. I didn't say it. Okay, so we catch up with Anila, who has finally moved in after 3 years, and Dr. Kieran regrets moving into that house as they spent way more money. They were supposed to initially spend $1.5 million and ended up spending $2.5. So they're having a house blessing, and Anila has a prayer there to bless the house, but she's an Indian American, so she doesn't actually know what the prayer is there to pray about. Anyway, the cow came and he blessed the house as well. And Anila's mama said that she ain't cleaning that up, and you might as well go get the cow girl.
Cow lady, she said.
The cow lady. You might as well get that cow lady, because I ain't doing it, boo. Was it good to catch up with Anila? I forgot that my favorite part about Anila is her husband, so I'm glad to see him back.
Yeah. I agree with that, Chase. It was good to see Dr. Kieran with the great value Mariah Hupp. That's really all I got for them.
Yeah, they scenes were just too damn long for me. I don't know why they cover so much.
You know why?
Maybe it's just because I wasn't interested in it. It just seemed like it dragged on.
You know why?
Every time I turned back, it was just like, that's not why, because I was interested in that either.
You know why?
I guess maybe it's just
he would never give
I wasn't interested in that either. However, they just, I don't know. It was just a lot of Anila and her people and all that was going on.
I mean,
we know why Anila's scenes was real long.
We're gonna say it.
It's a little too late for us to be trying to expose and congratulate and be all into the Indian religion now, when Mariah was trying to do it for so many seasons without any type of
support.
Help, support or anything like that. But it's good to see it. It's okay.
I'm gonna wear the flag.
I like her husband. He gives a a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, I
Um,
like Dr.
yeah, he just seems like he's just not. He hasn't been on the scene long enough to get whatever Dr. Eugene has now. So I just feel like I don't know what it is. I like Dr. Eugene, but he's kind of a little. He's just I don't know. But Anila, she just seems like she's a lot. It's a little bit forced to me. I feel like they forced us to watch it, and I just was like, oh, now I can see what Mariah was trying to do.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
Kudos. Yeah, Dr. Karen, cool
That's
guy. He
crazy.
kept it real in the interviews. Kudos to her for getting her furniture for free. That I will give her kudos. For. She was out here blogging and begging. I'm with it. Get your shit. And yeah.
She definitely begged for that furniture because I didn't know that she had a popping blog to even like. Has anybody show of hands on the panel? Show of hands, and then if in the comments, if you've been there, please reach out and respond. Show of hands to everybody who has been to Anila's blog.
Lisa Nicole been by there trying to see if her designs was being displayed. I'm sure maybe that's what did it.
Right. Lisa Nicole was trying to figure out what her $400 that have to stole from Lisa Nicole. I don't like that. She stole from
that
Lisa.
was kind of, and I'm sorry, I would say this. For her to be last season charging $400 for a post to this season, her getting $500,000 worth of furniture for free. Yeah. How many followers does she have on like Instagram? Is it like a whole lot?
It's giving Anila Shaw.
I don't even get 500,000 viewers.
It's giving who, Jasmine?
Anila Shaw. Shaw amazing. Shaw.
I got to say
furniture.
Shaw scam.
It's given. Don't sit on that. Don't sit on that because
I gotta sit that shit back.
Because filming up in a couple months, so that you can't sit on that, girl. You can't sit on that. All right, so we catch up with Toya. And she's in another rented house. I can't even say that. Toya, I be rooting for Toya Eugene because I love them. I be rooting for them, dog. I really do.
I'm gonna defend them. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, good. I ain't got nothing bad to say about it. Because as Toya said, the home is not the house that you live in. It is your family. And I said, that's a good way to spin it, bitch. Let me not say the B word. Anyway, they sold their dream home and they will be moving into their new home in 2023. And Eugene is off work and wants to know why Toya is so damn loud. Her children are bad. I mean, honestly, it's a typical Toya scene. I don't really have much to break down about it, but Toya did state that Anila did give her a drive-by invite, probably blocked that car too, and they had to go back at the end of the scene. And Toya says that while they're in a better place, she is skeptical. So I'll leave you guys to Toya because her scene was short and sweet.
Yeah. I wonder if she made any money off selling the other house.
She did. That's what she said on the reunion, that she got a profit, like $1 million.
Like $150K? Oh, no, I think it was like 100. Girl,
I don't know if I would have sold it for no 150 profit.
$500,000 profit, I think.
Okay. Well,
a profit is a profit, damn it.
Okay.
I mean, I'll read watch it.
Well, maybe they decided. I don't know. Okay, that's it.
No, you got to stand up for Toya better than that, damn it.
I was gonna say initially I was gonna be like, oh, they made like at least $500,000 profit or something like that. But if they only made like $100,000 profit, I mean, I don't know real estate like that, but I figure in that type of house for what they paid, the profit, they would sell it for a much larger profit, especially now since they're about to spend the same, if not more money to build another house. So, okay, I think Toya is a beautiful girl. And well, let me say this. I know that people like to joke about, I just can't wrap my mind around them having financial issues. And I know we like to kind of joke about that, but we seen Eugene work like a damn dog. He was driving state to state to pay off their tax debt and all of that. And I hope that Toya's getting a good salary for the show. I would hope 9 seasons in, and she an OG. So I mean, yes, she don't work like Heavenly and them work, but she does. She has some type of income coming in on a yearly basis. So I just can't say that they are like struggling like that. I ain't gonna believe that.
I don't think they're struggling. I do think that when they had the Back to Black party, that they really are back in black. But I still think that they make financial mistakes, just like everyone else. I do think that at this time in their marriage, with all the kids they have and all the money they have made so far, that the mistakes should be minimal. But I don't talk about her money. I don't know it, but I don't think she's broke. I don't think she's broke. But I definitely think thought she had like over $300,000 of profit from the sale, from what I remember on the reunion. But I mean, I had to go back and watch it. I like Toya. I did not like her at first because, I do think she crosses boundaries we're used to, and the did acts like she doesn't know she crossed them. But I do think over time she has had a lot of personal growth, her and Eugene. But when it comes to the house thing, I think that it's like another financial misstep that they've taken, but I don't think that they want anybody in their business this go around. So I heard somebody say, Heavenly broke down their taxes. Why is Heavenly breaking down anybody's taxes?
That's the fucking problem.
What you need to do is pressure wash your motherfucking nasty ass house.
She may be doing Toya a damn favor because we know Toya ain't gonna break them damn taxes down. So somebody gotta do it.
But Sammy, why would you do it on the YouTube?
Shit, it ain't gonna be Toya the money after a while. She keep playing. What Toya them is doing, they is living beyond their means. They are doing things that they think that they can do. And once they get into the project, it's like, oh, we in too deep. So let's go ahead and get a rental house and build something. I bet you this new house they building is cheaper than the one she just sold, but they ain't gonna tell us that.
They're
not gonna have to tell us. We gonna go look on Zillow.
Heavenly gonna tell us.
Yeah,
on YouTube.
Getting bullied like the bullfrog she is because it's not anybody's business. Why?
She's musty.
She's very musty. Like she stinks. Like it stinks. But like Mariah said,
I don't want no bad dinners for the.
But it's not Heavenly's business to be breaking down anybody's taxes. Just like somebody said here in this thing, she knows everybody's business, but we don't know hers. Daddy has to be sticking his daddy as
Scorpio.
I mean, I just feel like, if she took the most time to really worry about herself, that she would have had a lot of personal growth. And it's just clear that this season that she is stagnant and people ain't going for it. So yeah, she can break down people's taxes, but if somebody break her nose, we don't do that.
We don't do the violence. We don't do the violent thing.
I agree, Jasmine. You have not. She has legit been the same person since she stepped on in season 2 or whatever it was. So no growth. Now she has changed her body, and she has almost. So we got the great value.
Antonio.
We got the great value Mariah, which is Anila, and then we got the knockoff Mariah, which is Heavenly, because we can clearly see that she has kind of morphed into.
Contessa said that last night on Twitter.
It's true. We were saying that last season, even at the reunion, like the blonde hair and just like everything.
Oh, what is going on? When the cast picture came out last season, that's when everybody was like, "Oh, I know she lying." That's why she wanted the girl off the show. Cortez says they're definitely not broke. Mm-hmm. They're raggedy and broke. Okay, all right.
With your raggedy and broke ass.
Right.
That's how you do, Simone.
All right. You know what, though? Before we move on, I just want to say I feel bad for Eugene. He is probably definitely tired of Toya thinking that she is fucking Lucy. Like, he is over this shit. Like, bitches, not I love Lucy. Let's move on, girl. We ain't got this fucking money. I mean, I think Blake said it best. Excuse me, Blake. Chad said it best. What's the need to have a elevator in a rental home for if you're looking to consolidate money so that you can go ahead and build a real home? I don't know. Yeah. But it's Toya, so that's what Toya do.
Yeah,
that's how Toya do.
Toya said, I don't keep up with the Joneses. I am the Joneses.
And the lie detector keep proving that's a lie.
Why do you keep wearing her out, Sammy? Stop it. Okay, listen, it's time for Anila's Diwali. Is it Diwali or Diwali? Because it's a W, but it's a WFB W. It was throwing me off because everybody kept saying Diwali. So we're going to say Diwali. So it's time for Anila's Diwali housewarming of yet another Anila team. And Anila got pretty much 30 minutes of the back end of the episode dedicated to her, which is quite ironic that somebody was suing them at the time. But anyway, Diwali housewarming party, and Quad is there getting ready. So we go to Contessa's house, and Contessa says that she not only does she care, no, not only does she not care to run into Dr. Heavenly, she also does not care to come in theme. Like, what the fuck was she wearing? What was that about? I hated it. Anyway, Heavenly, excuse me, and she feels like she doesn't have to wear the traditional Indian attire. So all of the ladies start arriving to Anila's home, and Curtis once again is creepy and is touching on Quad's hand and ruined her henna. What did you guys think about Contessa saying that she does not think that she needs to go to the Indian people house in Indian wear, and Curtis being a nasty ass booger?
I think anything Curtis do at this time, especially regards to any woman outside of Jackie, people gonna look at it as creepy and stuff like that. I don't think he meant, nothing by it. Fuck Quad hand with that motherfucking henna on it. Don't nobody give a fuck about that. She said right down and the lady redid it. So it's all good. It was free. Girl, go get it redone. You can go get it redone as much as you want. It's free. It's already paid for. Dr. Kieran done paid for it. Hell, the Great Value Mariah might have blogged about it and got the henna lady to come for free. So there we had that. And then with Contessa not wanting to come in theme, girl, put on the motherfucking sorry, I think it's called or whatever, and just go to the mother. Contessa came in a Egyptian princess costume thing. It was like sheer up the side. She had like she had a motherfucking leotard on up under. It was so.
Clearly, the bitch thought it was Halloween. She thought she was a Power Ranger or something. I don't understand.
Man, when she walked in there, I said, Contessa, where in the motherfucking Egyptian queen is you going?
I mean, for her to be
it's
plum dumb sometimes. I just cannot even understand sometimes where Contessa goes.
She knew what the hell she was doing. She knew.
On Facebook said the outfit came from City
Trends. It came from City something, but I don't know.
She got it from the same place she got that wig she wearing later on that they showed us. She got them at the same. That was a deal, a package deal.
Pink wig?
A damn
at the intervention.
I said she had a little thing over that was enough Indian for her. I guess.
She said it was. She said it had gold in it. That was Indian.
That was it.
Yep.
And now we're racist. Period. I don't know.
Oh, no,
not you. I'm talking about
now y'all racist. I don't know.
But one more thing about the Vila.
I don't know. That's what they said.
One more fucking thing.
When the Great Value Mariah got up there and started like.
Wait. We're gonna get to it.
Oh, okay.
That's just the beginning of the scene because, like I said, the last 30 minutes of the show were all the Great Value Mariah show. Did you guys get a little teary eyed until you realized that wasn't Mariah when Anila and Quad was in the room getting ready? I said, oh,
no.
Damn. Anyway, Heavenly introduces the new friend of the show, Audra, and her fine ass fiance, Dr. Martin, baby. And let me run down Miss Audra for you. If you guys don't know who she is a lawyer, right? She's an attorney, and she also had her bridal shower at Red Lobster. So you already know what we're getting from her. I'll bring it up every chance I get.
And Audra, nobody said nothing about her damn bodycon dress that she had on, and she put a damn scarf over it like it was.
Well, it is a friend of Dr. Heavenly, so you can't expect much.
She probably got it from Heavenly Beauty. You know they sell clothes and prom dresses too.
You think that's what Contessa got that pink wig from? That
could be a peace offering.
Y'all, Audra had her now see that this gonna get Cortez put up out of here. That anime wig. You can't say that. We've been through this on Salt Lake City, baby. You can't say that, my love. Let's read these comments real quick. And while you're in here, make sure that you're liking and subscribing to the channel. Thank you guys for tuning in and sticking with us through the earlier audio issues. The show is rolling right along, and we're gonna get right back along to this review. Chad says Red Lobster. I'm pretty good on her. Nope, not doing it. Nope. Who's that? Oh, that's Sutton. Nope, not doing it. So messy tonight. Thank you, TKC. Coming for you. That means the world to us. Brooke says Brooke says she wasn't even invited. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so also Dr. Monica from Married to Medicine Houston. I'm not sure if one of the three people in the group on the panel or one of the three people in in the chat watch Married to Medicine Houston, but Dr. Monica was a cast member on Married to Medicine Houston, and she's hemmed up in the corner talking to Daddy. And y'all know Dr. Heavenly was not here for it. But Carrie Wells, who the hell invited Carrie Wells, honey, tries to reassure her that after 25 years, there's nothing she needs to be worried about because Heavenly, and she lets Heavenly know, sorry, there's nothing that she needs to be worried about. And Heavenly lets Carrie know that she isn't worried, but Carrie probably should be worried about Dr. Duncan. Is there smoke where there's fire? Or do you think she was just being cheeky?
I think she was being cheeky. I honestly don't think Carrie meant anything by that. I think she was kind of saying, like, girl, y'all solidified. It's 25 years. Like, that man clearly is into you. Like, why are you worried about if he talked to another woman or not? So, and for her to say that, and I want to say Carrie did come back and say, oh, well, it's 23 years for us or something like that. But we all know Carrie was a medical mistress. So,
Well, if you are married, who was that? Dr. Quad? Dr. Quad, yeah, right. Quadrifinka?
Wow.
It's Quadria.
Is that her name? Because I always thought it was Quadria, but Sammy let me know it was Quadrifinka.
It is Quadria.
Listen, the internet said Quadrifinka. I wrote it.
The internet do say Quadrifinka because I always thought it was
until
Quadria.
I see something different, she Quadrifinka. And I like saying
No, she said it on Watch What Happens Live. It is Quadria.
Oh, okay, I'm going to have to find a clip and then I'll start calling her that. But until then.
Slow down, dirty. I said, no, that's not her name.
Chase asked me that the other day. That's her real name.
Carol said she was 32. That's a lie. So.
Well. All right. So Anila and Kieran enter the party, and Dr. Saja wants to be announced appropriately and is paid. There's a dust by that DJ. He was that. Think about that. And then Contessa finally arrives, and she shows up in her Party City Egyptian. Wow, I wrote all that. I'm not gonna read all that. That's mean. And she walks right past Dr. Heavenly. Toya and Eugene also show up in a golf cart as the ladies are taking a tour, and they are 2.5 hours late. Mm-hmm. Do we think that is shade, or is it just that Toya and Eugene always late?
Shade.
It was shade. Yeah, okay. So we agree it was shade. I'm gonna move right along. It was shade. Anila says that she furnished the whole entire home with free block furniture. That she bad for. Wow. Did you write these notes for me, Antonio? Because I definitely wrote that. Wow, okay. Dr. Jackie talking to people. Dr. Jackie talking to people like it's her house, telling Carrie Wells to get her hands off the wall.
That is right.
That is right.
She was right.
She told her ass right. Get your hands off these brand new walls. You ain't that damn white.
You right. Nasty ass.
And Carrie moved her damn hand.
Right.
I think I should be saying this, but I probably have said it already. Back in my day working for LNC, she stated that they felt so bad for Carrie because she really wanted to be on the show. This is allegedly. She wanted to be on the show, and they felt bad for her, so they would invite her to things. And I think that she know who and who not to pick a fight with, because she can get into a fight with Heavenly, but she didn't say shit to Dr. Jackie, because if it was Heavenly, she would have had something to say. She knows she held on to that little guest spot by a thread. Mm-hmm. Scott tells the fellas he's in a better place in his marriage, and they all remark that their marriages have drama except for Heavenly and Dr. Damon. But Daddy's looking like, shit, y'all can have herself if y'all wanna. Squad that she's over Heavenly's comments about her on her YouTube show, and they show yet another clip of stating that Contessa is in a verbally and emotionally abusive relationship. Quad's drunk ass then attempts to call Heavenly over, and Quad was drunk. She was slurring. I love that for Quad. She was drunk. And Contessa says, no love, not today. We're not going to do this today. Quad says that Heavenly is upset, and she misses her and all of those things. And Contessa says, well, listen, basically she get to be upset and we got to just forgive it. But if we upset, then, it's just fuck it, whatever. And I kind of agree with that. She says it's not fair that basically they've spoiled Heavenly and she gets what she wants and gets away with everything. And that's when Anila changes and does that dance. Do that dance again you were doing for us. I don't want to do that because I don't know what.
Bitch, you're doing the wave.
Doing Thriller. I don't know what you're doing. Oh, she's doing Look Him. So that was a lot to break down, but basically the long and the short of it is Damon and Heavenly, he looked like, listen, I wish I could tell y'all my business, but Heavenly will kill me. Do you believe that there's trouble in that big ass unpressure washed mansion?
Yes. And I'm gonna say this. Last night I did watch What Happens Live, and I'm pretty sure a lot of us did. But Heavenly, when I think Andy, I forgot the question that Andy asked, and Heavenly was like, I mean, no marriage is perfect, but pretty much like we just don't put our shit out there. So if I was somebody on that show, you not gonna put it out here? Okay, well let me go digging for it.
Right? You want the receipts, bitch? Do you want the receipts? I definitely am ready for them because I know somebody got it. She knows everybody's business, but everybody act like
Some shit gotta been sent to somebody, and I hope it's been sent to Contessa. Toya not gonna deliver it the right.
Well, Dr. Simone kind of alluded to it too. So that's why, when the girls were tossing up Mariah about the receipts, I was kind of the only one that was like, nah, it's too much co-signing going on between Toya and Simone. I don't feel like they would have co-signed it regardless to where they were with Heavenly. They don't play about, especially Toya. I don't feel like Toya plays about the marriages. So I don't think that she would necessarily co-sign something that is just what she believes to be flat out false. So I don't know. What do you think, Tammy?
I don't think that there is trouble now, but I think there has been trouble before, which is why Heavenly comes off so insecure when he's talking to any other type of woman, especially white women, or any other type of woman in general. But I think that something has taken place before.
Right.
I think before they got on TV. I don't think Heavenly would have got on TV knowing how she is. I don't think she would have got on TV if she could get aired out with something going on. But I think he did stepped out before, definitely.
She probably would if she didn't think anybody knew about it or anybody would come forward.
You don't think that he's done anything? How long she been on the show?
Since season 2.
Since 2?
Since
She's
been on since season 2. Yeah, and she had a guest appearance on season 1 as well. If anybody wants to call in, we're going to open the lines as we break down the last scene.
Yeah, she was there when Mariah was getting beat up.
That's what you got out of that?
She was there when Toya was pouring at Detroit on Mariah's ass.
Or when she
bitch. Yeah, she was there.
I'm sorry. It don't matter because at the end of the day, Lucy and damn what the Lake stepped in and got it right, baby. That's what happens. You want to
that's the case. It took 3 of them, child.
Holy smokes, please.
Toya and Mariah over that fight. That's my best friend. Let me go. That's my best friend. Let me go. That's CKC. Absolutely not. That's my best friend. Let me go. I'm sorry. What were we talking about? Because that is iconic. No,
we're going to the last scene.
Ball gowns. Yes. So the last scene, of course, we talked about Contessa, Quad, and Heavenly, and each lady pretty much having their say about what's going on with that friendship. Where are we at with that, you guys? We talked about it earlier, but Quad drunk ass tried to facilitate a reconciliation. I don't know what she thought she was going to accomplish, but basically Contessa's in her feelings and she's not having it. What do you guys think about that? Shout out to the 38 people being in the room. Make sure y'all like this video and subscribe. Leave us some comments. We love you guys. And if you want to call in, the lines are open. Go ahead, you guys.
Go ahead, Antonio.
No, go ahead, Sam.
Okay. I'm still where it's at. I get where Contessa's coming from. As her friend, Heavenly shouldn't. When it comes to any of them, actually, she shouldn't be her ass on her blog talking about their personal business, especially as far as going to say that the woman's husband is abusing her in any type of way. Heavenly was out of line. But like Contessa said, they have spoiled Heavenly. She feels entitled to be able to do those things and still come back and sit around the table with him. So that's their fault. I'm not saying it's not justifying Heavenly, but ain't no bitch finna be in my circle steady dogging me and my people, and we just finna keep on. No. Yeah. That's their fault. They spoiled her, and now it's rotten, and they got to taste the shit.
Yeah.
I forgot where this was said, but I think also another reason why maybe Contessa is so upset, and even now kind of knowing, I guess when she's gone after the other people on the show, their careers are not really in jeopardy like that. But like for Scott, who is a doctor, you're saying that he's emotionally and mentally abusive to his wife. We know how those words can really impact someone's life and career in a negative way. So I also think that may be one of the main reasons why Contessa is like not with that, because she's a doctor, but her husband is too. That's their livelihood. Like, you kind of taking it too far. Like saying Toya don't work. Okay, Quad sleep with married men. Okay, whatever. she hasn't really gone after, saying Cecil don't work. That's fine because Cecil don't really work. But also Cecil is not a doctor or anything like that either. So to go after him and say that, or to co-sign what a caller or someone commented and said, I think it was nasty. And I just think it goes deeper than her actually hurting Contessa's feelings. I think Contessa looks at it on a much deeper level, like how this can impact his actual life and career.
So,
okay, guys, before we move forward, we have a caller. I want to let the caller up, and then we're going to give our final thoughts. Okay, I don't mean to cut you off, but our caller's been waiting for a while, and it is the one and only Blake, our first-time caller. Blake, thank you for coming in and being the first caller of the season. How are you?
Hello.
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
we're doing amazing.
What's up, Blake?
I'm doing great. Hi, Chase. Hi, Jasmine. Hi, Sammy.
Hello.
Oh, hey, Antonio as well.
Baby, listen, baby, fuck you. Go ahead.
You can't do that to the callers.
No.
Wow, to my first time calling in. Wow.
Now, come on now,
Jeez.
Antonio. We got a long
Proud
season.
tonight. But no, I want to say a few things. I think that Toya and Eugene simply live beyond their means. It's like season after season after season. There's no reason we should be on season 9 and y'all still having the same financial issues time after time after time. It's just ridiculous. I was really shocked to see her with an elevator in this rental house. I mean, it just like, girl, why? Why do y'all need it? And then she was like, why y'all taking the elevator? Just take the stairs. Then, girl, why did you get an elevator? But outside of that, even having a golf cart to ride around the neighborhood, and then it's like it seemed like they got it tricked out. It had lights on it and everything. I just felt like, Toya, you are doing a lot, and then you wonder why you have all these issues. So I'm sure we'll see Toya moving into her dream house in 2023, and then another dream house in 2026.
You better read, Blake.
I feel like her tenure on this show will be her moving into houses. How Eva's was getting pregnant, Toya's is moving into new houses. But outside of that, Heavenly, I have a love-hate relationship with Heavenly because I love that she is great for TV, but she does a lot of things that bothers me as far as the dynamics on the show, because this show to me is so much different than the other shows like Housewives and other stuff, because I feel like, as we always say, these women have a real friendship, a real sisterhood. And I just think that sometimes you have to really, have your integrity for your friendship than just being messy. Like sometimes you have to draw a line. And I think that she just does not know where the line is, or she knows where it is and she just don't care. I don't know. But I just want her to get it together from that aspect. As far as who else? Simone, she looks amazing this season. I love that she's stepping up her glam. I thought every scene on this episode, she was really looking like an elevated Simone, so I'm happy for her. Contessa and Scott, it's just really painful to watch them continuously. It's almost like now it's starting to read that y'all are just putting on, and I don't like that because they clearly have been in this state for a while, and it's like I want them to take some time off of the show, because I feel like the show has probably really showed a light to not only us but to them how their marriage really looks, and it's not good. I feel like Contessa's keeping herself so busy with other things and other projects because she's not fulfilled in her marriage, and I really hate to say that, because they have a family, they have great careers, but it seems like she just wants more and more and more because she's not fulfilled in her marriage. But hopefully they figure it out and get it together. Who else?
The Great Value Mariah.
I'm gonna give Anila that. So y'all gonna keep being mean to Anila. I ain't gonna give her that. I like Anila.
You can like who you like.
That's true.
Wait a minute now, Antonio.
I like Anila. So yeah, that's that.
Blake, I love Blake.
I love you too sometimes. But that's all I got.
No, right now, Blake.
It was a great show. Y'all have a wonderful night.
Thank you, Blake. You as well.
I'll
love
text
your
you
call,
later,
we
Blake.
appreciate
You out.
Bye.
We want to thank you guys for tuning in. Mel, thank you so much. Nancy, yes, the show is definitely real. It gets real. You can feel it, Mel. Thank you for letting us know that you love what you saw. If you love what you saw tonight, please go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and go ahead and leave us some comments. final thoughts before we lean on out for the evening, guys. Starting with, I guess, since Jasmine's at the top, and then we'll go to Sammy and Antonio.
I guess Jasmine's at the top. Okay, so yes, the
Oh Lord.
final. My final thought is I'm excited to see what else we have going on. The trailer does get me excited. I just hope that the shit continues to look real and authentic. I will say that although I do not like Contessa, I'm very happy to see this Contestant Heavenly thing pop off. I'm here with the popcorn, and I appreciate you guys for watching.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited for the girls to be back. I was gonna say before Blake called in, based on what Antonio was saying when he was mentioning that Contessa made the remark about Scott's reputation being at stake. That could be another reason why they are still here, trying to make it, trying to help clean up his image. But they need to be mindful of how he presents himself on TV, because it's not Heavenly just saying that. He does come off mentally and emotionally abusive to her on the camera. So, I mean, as viewers, we're going to see that and make our own assumptions ourselves. As far as Toya, she just needs to quit talking so loud, quit living beyond her means before Eugene leave her ass for a white woman, and then she's stuck in a bullshit apartment with them two boys. And that's word to Quadrofinka, okay? That's all I got. I'm excited for the season.
Damn, Harry. I'm excited for the season. I'm excited for almost everyone. It's a couple people I kind of want to see get tagged, and I don't mean physically, but verbally tagged or dragged or whatever it is you want to call it. It's a few people that I want to see kind of like get got this season, because I think it's long overdue. So I'm looking forward to that. And also just to the people watching and the commenters and all that, thank you all so much. And I know who Blake is, so that's why.
You are
that's why I cussed Blake the fuck out, because I know.
Oh my God.
That's it. But thank you.
I don't want you guys to be afraid to call in. Stop it. I don't want you guys to be afraid to call in. We definitely know who Blake is, and so they, have their relationship. But I did want to say that for Heavenly it was brought up that, about reputations and Contessa and all these things. And you have to realize that Heavenly has also accused other cast members or former cast members of, saying things that could damage their reputation to get their licenses taken away and all of those things. So it's just funny how all of these things kind of come full circle for people. I was at first really excited when I saw the sneak peek for the upcoming episodes, because I guess they was like, listen, since y'all don't think that we get this, I guess y'all thought the trailer was mid, you know what I mean? Let's go ahead and shake this shit up. And when they did, I was like, bitch, okay, Married to Medicine. But then I thought to myself, we are going to get a Heavenly takedown. And then, I kind of was like really excited about a Heavenly takedown, because she deserves it at this point. She deserves some what? Antonio, some discipline, right? But before I got excited, I remembered who was leading the revolt in this contest, and I do not trust her to be able to successfully take down Dr. Heavenly. I don't think that she has it in her. I think that she's going to hit below belt. I think that she's going to say some things, but I just don't think, if you look at the trailer, it also looks like, although she said it, nobody in the room was kind of in agreement. I guess that she's going to have, we'll talk about it a little bit, I guess it's going to be a impromptu intervention, but it looks like not only was it impromptu for Dr. Heavenly, but it looks like none of the other ladies knew that this was going to happen, and they kind of turn on Contessa as a result. So I don't know. I just don't trust her to be able to kind of take Dr. Heavenly down. So it kind of ruined my mood. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. Hopefully Contessa can get it together, because last season I wanted her ass out. And I really want her going around. Remember that. But like and subscribe. Thank you, Blake, for calling in. TKC, Cortez, Blake, David, Danny, Mel, Brooke, Nushka, super chatter in here this evening. Thank you so much for the super chat. We love y'all, and we'll see y'all coming up soon. And I do it right, because I've been accused of not doing it right. So that being said, we're gonna lean out, bitch. Bye.
Good night.